we're talking about kind of like the origins and then like to where you're at now. Do you want to say like kind of what the status is of your boss's company? I can chop this out if you want.
Of the status of what? Sorry, cut out for a second.
Of your old boss's company?
Oh, yeah. So that guy, David Paola, I mean, he's great. I mean, he's been in the business, for, I don't even know, 30, 40 years. He's 20 years older than me, and he was like my mentor through all this. He taught me everything I know. Getting all fucking choked up here, but I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him. And he just taught me everything, and kind of like tossed me the ball several times, and I just ran with it. And and then he was fully supportive of me leaving his company and starting Arkham. And then and then 2 years later, we kind of got together for a meeting, and we kind of started talking about things, like how things were going with his company and where I was with things. And then I think a few months later, we basically signed the paperwork for me to buy his company, and for him to come on as the associate broker of record and an agent in my office. So it's just like a total win-win. I mean, to have, access to that whole wealth of experience and knowledge with him is amazing, because, you come across like some weird screwy deals and scenarios in this line of work where it's like, oh, this buyer wants to do this contingency based on the tax blah. I'm like, what the hell is this? And I sent him a text like, totally cool. It's just a win-win, and he doesn't have to deal with any of his like office nonsense anymore that he was dealing with, because it was just too much for him or anybody really, to manage this office and try and like still make sales and do all that, be a realtor at the same time. And I'm fortunate enough to have an awesome office manager. It's another person I would be nowhere without. I mean, Larkin Coles.
Shout out to Larkin Coles.
Yeah, absolutely amazing. I couldn't do it without her, seriously. So she handles just everything and anything, and I'm like, hey, what's going on with this thing for this owner with the statement? We got to do this by Friday. And she's like, oh yeah, I did that on Tuesday, bro. Like, I mean, every time. So it just knocks it out of the park. Absolutely awesome human being.
It's always good to have all-stars around you, man.
Oh yeah.
On every level.